Hello, welcome to, and good morning. Welcome to another Metroid Fusion Randomizer tournament race today on this fine Sunday morning. Or, as it is for Destructor in Europe, this fine afternoon. Friday comes best calm. We will see, I guess, about that one. We're currently still waiting for the runners to ready up. The race has not started yet, but we're gonna get off here soon. Today we're featuring Destructor 642 against rawsome1234. Simply based on the numbers, rawsome already has won, because higher number wins. Yeah, we're gonna be playing Metroid Fusion again here today. Going to get our first item very soon when they arrive at the station, where the players will either get the missile data, speed booster, or morph ball. I'm gonna predict the morph ball seed boldly today, because it's a fun start, and the runners will hate it. What is Chad kind of thinking about we are gonna find today? Oh, so this is the first race between the two runners today. They're going to be doing two back-to-back matches. In case the third one is needed, we'll have to see based on how much time is left. We only have 4 hours for now, but it's something to worry about later. Instantly, we're seeing differences here between the runners, with Destructor opting to choose File C, while rawsome chooses File A. rawsome, however, one click ahead of Destructor by already being at the start button. And we're kind of waiting for the runners to start this one here. What does Chad think we're going to find today here for the first item, where we have for choice the missile data, and we're off. Both runners seemingly starting slightly late, but it might just be a sync issue. We're going to see that. Yeah, you should choose File B. Always choose File B. That's how I always do it. Yeah, we're seeing Destructor off. I'm just going to assume for the moment that the timers and the game feed are synced up, so Destructor seems to be slightly ahead. Expert analyzes so far, yes. Speed booster first item. I predicted a morph ball, we'll see. Destructor failing a jump here, while rawsome climbing also up there. I think we're like somewhat even on starts, what we've seen. We had like a huge amount of speed booster starts at the beginning of the tournament, but it kind of evened out. I hope we're not gonna see something like we saw yesterday night again, where we get an almost 2-hour seed with missile data in the burst location, power pump data, and then having to hunt for gravity and charge beam, and going back and forth between like 2 or 3 very, very far away places. By Destructor making his way to the data room, showing us what we're gonna find. It's not gonna be missiles, so we're gonna have a fun start. And we have another speed booster start here. That is fine. Meanwhile, rawsome also making his way to the data room, getting his speed booster, and then leaving this area again. Yeah, the run is already going fast. So with the speed booster, the players have, in the difficulty setting that we are running in this tournament, we have one option of just going into Sector 2 in higher difficulties for now. You can also go into Sector 1 with the speed booster, but this is not something we're going to be doing in this tournament for now, so we're going to see Destructor going into Sector 2 relatively quickly here, while also checking one more item on the main deck. He's also going to be performing a slight trick with the speed booster of bypassing that morph ball tunnel that is blocking his way to the sector elevators, going relatively far back here to get a speed booster, but still fine. He's ahead. We've had runners failing that sometimes, or making it. We're gonna see if he makes it first try or not. Easily makes it first try here. rawsome not going as far back as Destructor, gaining back some time here. Destructor checking the second item here. It's a major. Oh, the gravity suit. This is I would call this somewhat bad news, because this might open a lot of areas in the game where this rawsome, either failing his speed trick into the blocks, has to go all the way back and recharge his speed booster. So the gravity suit is a relatively bad find, I would say, because it just opens up a lot of things. And we could see, yeah, damage runs are also on, which is kind of, with the gravity suit, he can just easily go into lava now without being damaged. The only thing that can still damage him are the blue axes in Sector 6 or the cold damage in Sector 5. Meanwhile, he's checking the Keigo item with the speed booster. And finds high jump there. Interesting find. Certainly finding high jump before that would have made it easier for him to check this item, but it's okay. rawsome, meanwhile, going for a third attempt for the speed trick into the sector area. Probably not too happy with finding speed booster. Barely gets another charge there, and this should look good. Yeah, and he's off. Going to be finding his gravity suit. While Destructor makes his way to the level 2 security to open that. And then we'll see what Destructor is planning to do. He's probably going to go to the data room. And then depending on what he finds in the Sector 2 data room, is going to determine his further plans here. For now, he could find the missile data, obviously, which is the thing the runners are definitely looking for now. Which is hopefully not in lower Sector 4 somewhere, considering that we already have gravity suit. The missile data would open up a lot. He could also find the bomb data to go further into Sector 2, where the missile data could potentially be locked, or not. It would obviously be... The further away the missile data is from the runners at the moment, the funnier it is going to be for us to watch all of this unfold here. Waiting for the Ryu to go past him, Destructor. rawsome, meanwhile, not opting to check the Keigo item, opting to speed boost his way into the... And he finds the warrior suit. Okay, so much for damage runs on in this run. So what rawsome was trying to do, he wanted to shine spark through these bomb blocks on his way to the level 2 security. However, he has to do a very precise shine spark here, called a low height shine spark, to get through there, but just opts to recharge his speed booster and runs through the blocks here. Not checking the Keigo item though, which is going to be interesting. Destructor, meanwhile, making his way further into Sector 2, realizes he does not have Morph Ball, and immediately opts back out of Sector 2. There are some options that he can do now. We're having the level 2 security opened. He can now go into Sector 4 and check one item there, which he cannot get because it's also Morph Ball up, but we're gonna see where he chooses to go. The play right now is going into Sector 3, getting the item past the lava tunnel here, not going into Sector 4. Good. Go! Oh no! Oh, Destructor. You're gonna realize that you still do not have Morph Ball. But at least he will be able to check the item, so he can see if it's a major or not, and then decide on his way back here if he wants to pick it up or not. While rawsome makes his way to the Sector 2 data room, taking a hit by the Ryu here. Yeah, Destructor kinda going all in on the check here that he cannot get. He also cannot check now. He has to make his way through that quickly. Finds a major. Realizes he has yeah, Destructor. I mean, at least you know there's a major here now. I kind of jinxed it for you probably by saying that you could go into Sector 4 and try to get an item there. rawsome also making his way out of Sector 2 meanwhile. Has a speed booster charge. Is definitely going to check the Keigo item here now. Yes. And finds his high jump boots here. Destructor probably raging right now that he forgot twice that he does not have Morph Ball and making his way into Sector 3, probably. I'm not trying to make any precise calls anymore because he just seems to do whatever he wants. rawsome chooses to go straight into Sector 2. The runners actually neck and neck again. With Destructor having the slight advantage of having more knowledge about the major. Using to check the item down here first, which is just an E-tank that he, however, welcomes. Having not found any health yet, though, the damage the station throws at the runners for now should not be an issue, as we're still in the early stages of the game, and having Warrior and Gravity Suit provides quite a bit of damage reduction for the runners today. Choosing to get his item here, which... So in the best case it is Screw Attack, which would lead him to go on an adventure. I'm definitely rooting for Screw Attack here, but it is most likely just the bomb data or the missile data here to find. Yeah, he finds the Morph Ball, yeah. Having found the Morph Ball, he can now finally check all the checks he wanted to do earlier, going into Sector 2 or into Sector 4 probably. I would assume that he chooses to go into Sector 4 first, simply knowing that there's a major there. For rawsome, it is somewhat equal where he goes, as he does not have the knowledge currently of there being a major there. Yeah, Destructor actually was set back quite a bit by finding this major, though he has the knowledge about a major, which is quite important in the setting that we have here. Simply knowing where one major is and instantly being able to go there after finding this one item here could lead him to an advantage if it is, for example, the missile data they are still looking for, or the bomb data, which are currently the two things that are blocking their way quite a bit. And he goes back into Sector 2. Interesting that he... Oh no, he goes into Sector 4, I'm sorry. I totally recognize the colors of the sectors. Yeah, obviously chooses to pick up the major that he knows, which is a good decision. If he finds bombs here, he can instantly continue exploring Sector 4, hoping to find missile data in there. Has to be careful though, because if he enters Sector 4... Oh no, he does not have to. He can get back out of Sector 4 easily the way he is now. And he finds the charge beam, which is good because it provides him at least with some damage. rawsome, meanwhile, making his way out of Sector 3. I would assume rawsome continuing to go into Sector 2 now, simply because he does not know about this major and he kinda has no... Interesting play here. rawsome chooses to check one item on the main deck that he can check. He cannot go... He can go into the redness area, but he's gonna realize that he cannot do anything there because he does not have screw attack or missiles. But depending on what this is here now... Ooh! And he finds the bomb data. That is a good find for rawsome, because it now depends on when Destructor wants to go back up there. I would assume, from the way it looks now, Destructor is probably only going to be heading back up into the main deck area after he finds the missile data, or if he gets lost and runs out of options. rawsome actually with a pretty good play here with finding the bomb data. Depending on what he does now, he might very well be ahead now. Because the charge beam lets Destructor go into Sector 1, which is good. But we do not know what he's going to find here in Sector 1. rawsome choosing to go into Sector 3, probably opening the level 2 security there, which will lead him further into the stations, choosing to save here. Meanwhile, Destructor making his way into Sector 1, finding another major, the space jump. Yeah, I wonder where the missile data is. I so hope we're gonna see screw attack soon and having to go on a super long adventure like yesterday to find the missile data in the most obscure location possible. rawsome, as I said, making his way to the level 2 security, opening that, which will lead him further into other places with the bombs that he has that he can visit here. Destructor now not happy anymore that he has the space jump. But with high jump it is fine, because he cannot wall jump anymore, thanks to the cursed space jump he found. Yeah, there's a lot of options right now open for the runners, and as we can see, the amount of options is basically reflected by both players being in completely different locations of the game. Technically next to each other. Praying for wave beam. I'm not wishing wave beam on anyone. Destructor meanwhile finding a room full of energy tanks, which is nice. Picking up both of them, checking the item beneath the lava with his morph ball that he now has. Finds a missile pack that he does not want. That is... I mean, he has charge beam, so Destructor probably feels safe with the charge beam that he has. If he wouldn't have charge beam, he probably would have... Destructor contemplating going further down into Sector... There is one more item down there that he can check with his charge beam. That might be an issue if this turns out to be the missile data Destructor. rawsome checked the lower Sector 3 apparently, which I have not seen what he found there, but it seems to be not a major. While Destructor saves in Sector 1, apparently just wants to have a quicker way back up, but having to go all the way back to save and then going all the way back again. Simply going down and going back up might have been the slightly faster choice in the end, but I don't think anyone has timed this properly yet anyway, so we will have to see rawsome making his way out of Sector 3 again. Getting nothing from Bob. The coax does spawn without the missiles, but you cannot damage the coax at all, so... If you spawn, you can kill the bosses with the charge beam that they have. The coax will spawn. In case of Arachnids, it is fine, because you can just morph ball out of the room. But the other boss rooms are always locked with the doors, so... You cannot really do a lot there. Destructor, however, can check... As he saved, he is definitely going to go to the charge core, checking the other two items there that he can check with his speed booster and gravity suit that he has, which is going to be interesting if this somehow turns out to be the play. While Rawsome plans his next steps. Destructor, once again, not a fan of missiles. Rawsome now getting his... what was the item that was here? I'm gonna see soon. Getting his charge beam, yeah, I remember. I pay attention. Rawsome with the charge beam. Now Rawsome actually, depending on the items that the runners currently have, actually ahead. Can go into Sector 4 with the bombs that he has. While Destructor makes an interesting risky play down into Sector 1, realizes that he should probably do this differently than he wants to do. He's gonna kill the Idor here. Doesn't like the red X. He's gonna go check the item to the right of the charge beam below it, and then he's also gonna check the item above the charge beam, and if this turns out to be missiles, then he definitely is ahead now. And if Rawsome's play into Sector 4 turns out to be the play where missiles are, then he is ahead now. So basically whoever finds missiles now is slightly ahead, with Destructor still though lacking the bomb data, which he most likely is only going to get if he gets the missile data soon, once he gets the missile data, or when he gets desperate and has to check the main deck. Yeah, Destructor is a save, so he is fine. Finds just a bonk tank here and has to reset here because he does not have the missile data to destroy the charge core that he spawned. So, going to be interesting what Destructor is going to do now. The main deck might not be too high on his priority list, considering it's only one item that he can get there. Little does he know though that this is an item that he so definitely wants. While Rawsome checks the item before Ceres here, which is a reasonable play, because going to Ceres makes no sense for Rawsome in his current state, because he does not have missiles. He can kill Ceres with his charge beam, but he cannot kill the spawning Corax, which can only be damaged with missiles, which is kind of the theme of the current run here. It's gonna be interesting where the missile data actually ends up being. Yesterday we had a seed between Solsky and Razarin where we found the missile data at like 50 minutes in lower sector 4, hidden behind power bombs and screw attack. It was a fun play. Space jump was in the morph tunnel in sector 1. In the yes. Destructor now getting his bombs, hopefully. Yes, picking up his bombs here. I hope he will not choose to go further into the main deck to the Arachnids area, which he cannot check. Does not do this. Good play. Rawsome, meanwhile, choosing not to lower the electrified water, which he doesn't really need to, because he finds a major here, though. Gets the major. And finds the screw. Sorry for being so excited here, but this is an awesome find now. We are in for quite something interesting now. So screw attack now. Screw attack, gravity suit, and once he finds the space jump probably, he can do a lot of things in this fun station, you know. And people were wondering why I said that I had a screw attack PTSD. So the screw attack, the bad thing about the screw attack is it opens way too much now. You can basically go into any sector you want. And it can just lead you so far off the path you should be going. Rawsome making his way out of sector 4. Refilling. Oh, it took quite a bit of damage here. We're Destructor finding another E-tank in sector 2. Probably opting to go further down into sector 2 with the bombs that he has. Which we currently do not know if screw attack is a required item to progress here. So Destructor might very well find his go mode, which is currently simply the plasma beam. And what he also needs is a freezing option to get back out of the lower sector 4 preferably. Technically only he needs the plasma beam now to be in go mode and finish the game. But that can be anywhere except for on the slightly loud crying Space Pelican Ridley that's somewhere down in sector 1. So the fact that technically the runners have access to screw attack the Destructor currently does not have, does not bode very well for the location of where plasma beam could be. I see lower sector 6 checks. Definitely has been the play more than once in this tournament already, especially once we have more cursed seeds as we're looking here for. rawsome, meanwhile, finding the plasma. Oh, so we know now that technically screw attack is not a required item, while Destructor finding his missile pack. So now we went from a very cursed seed to technically a very easy seed. So what the players currently would have to do, Destructor would have to go straight into Sector 6, get his Plasma Beam, go into Sector 4, and get his Screw Attack for a faster way to finish the game. While rawsome would just have to go... Actually, rawsome could technically finish the game now if he chooses to do so. Yeah, rawsome is in go mode. That is not... He's thinking though. He is probably... Oh yeah, I forgot. The players still need missiles. That's... I know. That's what happens when you're like just focusing on the items. Oh yeah, we're still on a missile hunt. This is awesome. Okay, I take everything back. The seed is back to being awesome. I hope the missiles are in like an obscure place again. It would be fun to see now if the players choose to go. Oh, rawsome makes a play for... Oh, he was not in Sector 1 yet, so... He's gonna find some stuff here. rawsome needs missiles, that is true. Destructor, however, also needs missiles. The missile item on Destructor's screen is only displayed because he found the ice missile data. So he cannot actually use missiles. He just has the ice missiles. You need the main missile data to be able to use any missiles that you have. Destructor not choosing to fight Natori with charge beam only. Not a fun fight. Takes a lot of shots. Okay, we are currently basically once again on a missile hunt. It would be interesting to see if any of the two runners has watched the cursed seed race yesterday. If anyone is just making the YOLO play to go into lower Sector 5 and into lower Sector 4 and check if the missile data is there. Yeah, Destructor is not in go mode. The missile item is only displayed because he has found the ice missile data, but he cannot use the ice missile data until he finds the main missile data download. Destructor, however, still, as said, needs to go into Sector 6 to pick up the plasma beam there. Depending on when he does this. It's gonna be interesting. He could, however, also choose to go first into Sector 5, open up the level 4 security if he happens to find the missile data down there, because the missiles are also currently locking their access to the level 4 security, and then go into Sector 6 on the way out, but that would kind of require him to actually know that he has to do this play to consider doing this. This would not be a normal same play that any sane person would do. rawsome, meanwhile, choosing not to check the charge core, or the two items close to the charge core, which is fine, because they are technically logic, but it seems like he's not too comfortable checking these items. Or he might be also the same way as Destructor, choosing to save and then go down, which we're gonna see. Yeah, Crumble City, as I see in chat, is also something that is open. Technically, the runners any of the runners could go there, even rawsome without his space jump, because there's a way to get get one item in Crumble City once you have speed booster and high jump. You can get the top item there by just having to do some speed boosting, shine sparking, and some crumble jumps that are frame perfect, but that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, what is a frame perfect trick these days? Destructor going to go into Sector 4, will not find anything up here. It's however going to find the screw attack later. Yeah, I mean, the seed is currently saying to the runners something more like in the sense of screw you runners. You can have screw attack and go have fun with screw attack somewhere. Sector 6 is definitely a stack play where there can be a lot of items. But screw attack just opens up also. Sector 5. There's a lot of potential locations that can be checked. And as we have seen yesterday in the race later in the day, that the missile data can very well also be very close to the level 4 security log. But they're picking up a powerbomb pack that he more picks up out of reflex than out of intent to do so by jumping into it through this door. Where rawsome chooses to check Crumble City. This is interesting now. I see a lot of Crumble Cities in chat, so people seem to be excited for that. Which is 2 new locations we have not seen yet. Chooses not to go for the items, but rather check what they actually are. Finds a powerbomb pack and a missile pack. While Destructor slowly makes his way to screw attack. We're probably going to see some reactions with beam spam once he finds screw attack. Because he knows finding screw attack here is not a good sign, because it just opens up way too much for the game. Picks it up. Rawsome now retracing Destructor's steps somehow. Cleaning up Sector 2. That's just normal beam spam there for now. Destructor probably just thinking of where to go. Getting a nice low high shine spark here out of Sector 4, very good. Yeah, he doesn't seem very happy about finding screw attack. Rawsome meanwhile making his way down into lower Sector 2, where, from what we know now from Destructor's side, nothing really is. So this is currently still anyone's game, because what we need is the missile data. I currently have the feeling that the missile data might be in the Arachnus area, because screw attack opens up the path to the 2 item tracks above Arachnus. And with the missile data, if he finds it there, he could also kill Arachnus then. But we're gonna see if they do this. In my case, I would go to Arachnus now. But what do I know about this randomizer? Yeah, Plasma Beam happens to be the first item in Sector 6 before the missile barrier there. Destructor opening up the level 2 logs here. And might opt to check more items in Sector 3 here then. Because he has, unlike the Rawsome when he went his check into Sector 3, he can check quite a few things here with the screw attack and speed booster that he has, and the space jump. So if the missile data somehow happens to... I am not gonna win this tournament. Stop spreading these lies. I know nothing. I don't even know where the missile data is in this randomizer and seed here. Destructor contemplating if he actually wants to go down, should actually go down. My money is definitely on Destructor. That's a powerbomb block, please. My money is on main deck, Arachnus area being missiles. I'm gonna bet all my fake internet money that I have on this. Where's the Scotty? Well, Scotty would have to make his way out of the losers bracket first for that to actually happen. Destructor finding 2 powerbomb packs here. Is going to check the additional items that Rawsome did not check when he was down here, because he needs the screw attack to open these. And he finds the super missiles. Once again, another missile data upgrade that Destructor has that he cannot use. At least once he finds missiles, he will actually have good use for missiles. But when he finds these missiles, this is a wholly different story. Destructor choosing to fight Box. A boss he actually can kill with the items he has. Should just need 10 normal charge shots here if both particles hit. Somewhat, yeah, fun fight, right, Destructor? So the fun thing about the randomizer is when you just play the game normally in vanilla, You kind of take missiles for granted because it's the first item you get. But in the randomizer, you get thrown into interesting situations with different item layouts, like having to fight box with charge beam only. Not too difficult though, the only thing about this fight is it takes quite a bit longer because you always have to charge the charge beam, while Box also does his attacks, otherwise you would just spam missiles like crazy there. Choosing to do a few more checks here in Sector 3, hoping to find the missile data somewhere. And he finds another powerbomb pack. He's gonna be so happy about this. Meanwhile, rawsome also not choosing to check Nitori. Would have a slightly easier time because he has actually charged plasma beam, so he could do quite a bit more damage than Destructor when he was here with just his charge beam. Choosing to check the Ripper Tower before the Ripper Tower potentially gets locked off. Oh no, he cannot get locked off anymore because he already has the conditions to unlock it. Has some trouble here with crumble blocks. So in the vanilla strat, you either jump through here, do a frame perfect crumble jump simply up to that powerbomb pack there, and then you're done. You could also have a choose to just freeze the Rippers, where he totally would have the option with the ice missiles that he has. But doesn't seem to want to do that. He is intent on checking the other item that he can only check by falling down there with a frame perfect screw attack space jump 3 here, while Destructor finds some more items down here in Sector 3. Finds another powerbomb pack. Destructor, please, you don't need powerbombs. What you need to do is go into main deck to the Arachnus area to get your missile data, because I say it is there. rawsome, meanwhile, still continuing having fun in the Ripper Tower here. Choosing to go out, actually choosing out. You should go back in there and potentially just rather do it with the ice missiles, which is slower, but it is at least the safe way to get the missiles, but it's probably just too annoying with this room in general. It just says, nope, I'm not dealing with this anymore. The missiles are not required to get back out of the Arachnus room, because you can just screw attack back out. So you can just technically go in there, get your missiles, and then get out, because if Destructor would have Plasma Beam, he could just go on. He's choosing to go further into Sector 3 here. He might be going into Sector 5 simply because he's here. Interesting. Finds another powerbomb. Does not want more powerbomb packs now, apparently. Goes into Sector 5. Ooh, this is interesting. So you can basically see in these cases that fun seeds are mostly the seeds that make the runners go into very, very different locations. So I don't think we have ever had both of these runners today going the same path after leaving a specific sector. They're just all basically waiting for where to find your missile data. Destructor probably has seen the match yesterday with the troll missile data. Now thinking. There's not too much you need to think here technically, because the Sector 5 is always going to be destroyed. You have the space jump, you have the gravity suit, you have speed booster and pumps. So this Sector 5 is always going to be destroyed. You have no potential to soft lock yourself here. You can even go down there and go back up because you have screw attack. So he is definitely worried about soft locking here, which is not an issue you need to worry about, as I said, but people are just afraid of soft locking. Meanwhile, oh, rawsome also going to go into Sector 5 probably here after this. Checking the one item down here, which I've never seen to be a major. Might as well call this item the not major item. But everyone still loves to check it when they go into Sector 5, in the hopes that it eventually, in one case out of a million, is finally deciding to be a major. Destructor getting trolled here by the fish. Needs to get a speed boost to actually break these blocks. Yeah, go more than that Ripper room before. My condolences. I hope you could at least get it when you were there first and could get back out and not had to backtrack a lot. rawsome now retracing Destructor steps in Sector 5. Finding missile packs. My money is still, and I take anyone on who wants to bet against me. All of my fake internet money is on missile data being in the Arachnus area. or animals, anywhere there. Basically missile data in main deck. Destructor probably afraid to have to backtrack too much when he goes down to the nightmare area. He could technically soft lock, as he can currently not open the level 4 security, so once he goes into lower sector 4, he is kinda... Oh no, he cannot soft lock down there. Stopping to save time on the way back in case he does not find anything down there. Okay, where does chat actually now think that missile data is? My opinion should be clear. I see on the way to nightmare. Sector 6. Jago always says Sector 6, and Sector 6 sometimes is the play and sometimes it isn't. Destructor now thinking. Behind Croc, always bet on Croc. Good choice. Once again, Destructor ignoring main deck. I would have so gone main deck, like ages ago. Rawsome, meanwhile, realizing he has slightly an issue here. Having no missiles to get out of Sector 5 the vanilla way. While Destructor makes his way into Sector 6, where he can check a few things with the screw attack that he has. Has to be careful though, finds the plasma beam. He's probably happy. I hope he does not think that he's in Gomo, but he should be aware that he does not have the charge. And I currently actually don't know if the Mega Core spawns when you do not have missiles but charge beam. So if he goes down there, I guess I will see. If anyone actually can... Mega Core won't spawn if you don't have missiles. Okay, so that's actually a good thing then. So he can actually check stuff down there. The only issue, if he chooses to go past the Mega Core room, where there's one check before the eye door is, he kind of needs... Oh no, he doesn't. He can go back there because he needs... he can destroy the eye door with the charge beam that he has. So he can check quite a few things here in Sector 6. But as I said, missile data is in main deck area. Yeah, this seed is quite backwards interesting. Checking this item here. Slight waste of time, but might very well be what he's looking for. Finds only a missile pack here. Well, has to make his way back. I would have definitely gone. So what my play would have been here to give more insight on what, as people call me, a favorite for the tournament is thinking. As soon as I found the, I mean, I always get major PTSD these days when I find screw attack first of all. But having found screw attack, I would have unlocked the level 2 security while Destructor finds the way. Well, now you have a slightly different beam. What I would have done after finding screw attack, I would have opened the level 2 security and head up to main deck, because you can check a lot of stuff there. You just save in the sector somewhere and then just go back down. So it's basically just a one-off play to see if something is there, because I assume the Arachnus area has been on the mind of the players at the beginning of the game, considering that none of them ever bothered to go back there. It probably kinda left their mind as soon as they found troll items like screw attack. But it has been a play for quite a while now, so Destructor thinking what I thought. I hope the missile data is not down there for you, because you... Okay, he makes the safe play of, I do not know if the missile data is actually down there, and if I can soft lock, so I'll just save before I soft lock. Meanwhile, we are having a raid of SpeedGaming main channel and SpeedGaming Francais here. Welcome to a race of the French player Destructor and rawsome duking it out in Metroid Fusion Randomizer tournament here, which is their first match in their best of 3 matchup. Destructor finds a new item here, only a missile pack. It is somewhat what he wants, but does not really want it. Rawsome, meanwhile, actually making the play down into the nightmare area, and probably further into... He's in go mode? Did he find missile data? Apparently he found missile. Where was missile data? I totally missed this. Yeah, Friday not paying attention. Friday, he was on main deck. Where on main deck? I mean, I called it on main deck, so. Oh, to the right of animals. See, I said main deck. Arachnus area is basically my play with opening the level 2 security. And then I was distracted by the raid. Okay, so yeah, rawsome is in go mode now. Destructor kinda has to make the play for main deck and then finish faster. Or he will actually lose this one match here. But the missile data was in kind of a weird spot for the runners. So I'm not faulting him here. It was before the... Yeah, just make me appear more bad than I am. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention here. I'm just going with the flow. rawsome here now opening his level 4 security lock. And will make his way to the SAX. Has a few options to get back out of here. It's gonna be interesting to see which option he chooses. So he currently technically has the option to go back out the way he got in here with screw attack. He can, Destructor meanwhile upgrading his non-existent missiles. Good job. Choosing to go out the way he got in here with screw attack, not dealing with a slightly curved missile shot to freeze a power amp because he's lacking the diffusion data that he has. Yeah, he has a few options to get down there. He could do what is referred to as the secret message in the vanilla game of storing a shine spark and carrying it up all the tall fish room in there. Huge fun to do. He can just go back the way he got in there with screw attack, which he has. He could go out the vanilla way of finding diffusion missiles before and then just leaving with diffusion missiles. He could curve his missiles by jumping and adding some momentum to his missiles, to his ice missiles, and freeze one of the pufferfish enemies that he has. Destructor probably going to find his missile data here now, that I totally know where it is. While rawsome also makes his way back up to the main deck, however for himself in a way more favorable position of being able to fight the SAX. Which is not gonna be a nice fight for him though, because he only has a single plasma beam to charge. Destructor now finding his missile data. He's probably not super happy right now, seeing that this is a check he could have done quite some time ago. He's choosing not to go up to the animals. He says, screw you animals. While rawsome makes his way up to the SAX. He can fight the SAX vanilla-ish, as he can freeze it with the ice missiles that he has and then just use the charge beam. He can technically also just use the charge beam as it is normally. Yeah, as Autumn mentioned in chat, I think both runners are, especially Destructor is now super concerned about his standing in the race, considering where the missile data was. rawsome also probably not too happy with where the missile data was. Destructor now making his way down to Sector 5, opening up the level 4 security and then going down. Meanwhile, but let's just watch rawsome fight the SAX while Destructor makes his way down there, because we actually know everything that is down there. He's just not to freeze the SAX, which is fine. He's relatively new to the game, so you might not know that he can actually do this. So despite having plasma beam and charge beam, you only hit the SAX once with the penetrating charge, the plasma beam. If you freeze, however, the SAX, the hitbox somehow gets janked, because frozen hitboxes in GBA Metroid games are very wonky and funky to do things with. If he freezes it, he can deal a lot more damage by the beam just going further through the hitbox of the SAX, but he should be fine here, considering he has not been hit yet. It's slightly more tedious to fight here, because he only has one beam. Has to be slightly careful, because the SAX does ouch damage. Especially when it hits you with his screw attack. Yeah, good job fighting off the first phase of SAX. Now he just charges the second phase. He's gonna have fun Depending on how long this goes, because he does not have the super missile data that Destructor has. So his ice core fight is gonna definitely take a long while. While Destructor has... This might actually be closer than it seems like, because Destructor actually has Wide Beam and super missile data, so he could potentially make up time on this, depending on how long it takes rawsome to fight off these enemies here. But at the moment, rawsome is definitely in the lead here. But he has to somewhat be careful with his missile management, because he might need most of these missiles to fight off the ice core. While Destructor actually can make short work of Destructor, choosing to take the longer way out of here. But I assume Destructor is probably just going to finish the race when he does eventually end up there, because he will not need too much longer after rawsome finishes to end this. rawsome now finally ending the ice core. That disappears though. And makes his way to the observation deck here. And the operations room. And just sets the course of the space station to the planet so they didn't collide. And wiping out all the X dread in the galaxy for good for now. Just normal Samus things of blowing up planets. Normal day in the life of Samus Aran. Yeah, rawsome might have this one in the bag. His beam is not the best to fight the Omega with. It's not the worst to have. Destructor is definitely gonna have more issues with his wave beam that he has. There is going to be the second race of these two runners after this one, after a short break. Because all the matches in the tournament are currently best of 3, and this is both runners' first matchup today. We're probably gonna do a short interview after this one if the runners choose to do so. While rawsome makes his way down here. And there might be a third one as well if Destructor manages to finish this one here. Depending on the availability of the runners and if we have enough time after this, we will see if we will do all 3 races today or not. While rawsome faces the Omega Metro, takes a hit here, is down to 1 health. Not good. While Destructor makes his way up to the SAX. rawsome has to be careful not to get hit with his 1 health here. And this absolutely not scripted fight. Yes, the second race is also gonna be on this channel right after this one. We're just gonna do a short break. And then continue right after this one. I'm keeping an eye on the race time channel, where currently no runner has .done yet. But I hope I'm gonna see a .done anytime soon, otherwise that would kind of mean that rawsome is facing some issues here with the Omega. While Destructor meanwhile makes very quick work of the SAX with his ice missiles that he has. Finishes off the second phase here. Making up a lot of time on rawsome here, so if he would have chosen to go to the main deck earlier. Scripted fight in the Metroid game. rawsome meanwhile taking a lot of damage here. He is down to like 2 hits by the Omega Metroid and he is done. Has to be slightly careful, but finishes off the Omega and wins this tournament match as we know now. GG to rawsome. Taking the first win in this best of 3 matchup here. Well, Destructor is also colliding the space station with the planet now. Makes his way down. And we have rawsome in chat here. Hello. GG.
Hello. Oh my god.
How did you feel?
Oh my gosh, that is how I feel.
You feel, oh my god, I mean you won, so GG.
I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting to win either race.
I don't think any of you both was expecting to do anything in this, considering where the missile data was, that I kind of called. How did you feel when you found Screw Attack, I have to ask? That's like my...
Screw Attack?
Yeah.
Oh, both of our runs are invalid, neither of us got Swagspark. So Screw Attack, I'm not sure. At first I was like, oh thank god, and then I realized how much of the game was then open, and then I was pretty worried because that meant that
Yeah.
like anything could be anywhere. And the big thing I was worried about is at the start when we got gravity, I was worried it was going to be a jet seed, and because of
Yeah.
my screw ups at the start, I was worried that it was going to be like very linear, and then I was just like gonna get destroyed.
Is destroyed by Destructor. You actually caught up
Yeah.
quite quickly to Destructor despite having to do the Shine Spark into the sectors like 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
Because Destructor checked the item that turned out to be Charge Beam in lower sector 4 first before going into sector 3, but couldn't
really?
pick it up at that point, which gave you quite some time to catch up later. So you basically were neck and neck at that point.
Why didn't
then you
why
both
couldn't he
kind of
grab it?
went.
Did he not have enough E-tanks?
He didn't have Mothball.
Oh, we didn't. Oh,
Yeah, so he chose to go into
That would be
sector 4
important.
first and then into sector. Yeah, it's kind of important. I mean, before he wanted to pick up the space jump item in sector 1, but also didn't have Morphball, so I figured he hopefully knows he doesn't have Morphball, but he just chose to go into sector 4. I mean, he got the intel that there's a major there, which was good, but it cost him some time. After that, both of you kind of went like your own ways, and then eventually synced up again when you choose to explore sector 5 a bit more. How worried were you? Did you watch the race between Solsky and Razaran yesterday?
I did not.
Oh, missile data was in the screw attack locked location after the way into lower sector 4. That was where missile data was. So I was saying, like, if the runners watched the yesterday's race, they might think that it could be something similar because it just happened.
Did
yeah,
you
that's
get
an awful
missiles before
location.
me or after me?
No, you got missiles first.
Yeah, I was debating on whether to go check the 3 items or 4 items in lower sector 3 or to go up to do animals in the backdoor arachnus check, because my gut just told me that the main deck had missiles, and I was like, but why though? That is such a bad decision.
You were aware of the arachnus backdoor check, because I was like, when you found screw attack, I was like, I would have opened the level 2 security and head up straight to the main deck simply to check these things and finally have them gone from your mind. Because when you get anything but missiles in the beginning, you always think, when am I going to do Arachnus? When am I going to do Arachnus?
Yeah. The thing that really made me think about doing, like going up and do animals was space jump, but then I was like, okay, but I do have to go do sector 2 first, because Crumble City is just, you just got given space jump after, and you have screw attack.
Yeah.
That's a Crumble City right there.
Yeah, and that's how screw attack leads you astray from where you're supposed to go.
Yep. I do have one question.
Yeah.
Where the heck were the other beams? Because the thing I was most nervous about was that I wouldn't have enough time to kill Omega, since I've never gotten just Charge Plasma.
Found Wave Beam in lower sector 6 on Destructor's end, and we have no idea where the White Beam is. We know that diffusion data is also in sector 6.
Okay.
And it's in the sector 6 to sector 5 connector room. And we know that super missiles are in lower sector 3 past the lava room with the screw attack blocks where you have to shine
so I would have gotten super missiles.
Yeah, so Destructor actually made up quite a bit of time with just a better item loader at the end, because it seemed like he was very far behind, but your SAX fight took quite a while simply because you had less items than he had.
And a couple times I thought SAX was kneeling down to go into phase 2, and it wasn't, and I was like, oh wait, oh no.
Yeah. Do you know that you can freeze the SAX and then just charge it for some more damage?
I do, but I never practiced with it, and I didn't want to risk just...
Yeah, that's something you shouldn't YOLO, because you kind of need to practice it a bit.
Yeah.
But
I know the setup of the diagonal missiles, but then in terms of just doing it at all, like, I didn't want to mess with it until I knew how to actually do it.
Take any risk. I mean, it paid off in the end, so that was fine. How are you feeling now for your second race, being one ahead?
On one hand, I'm much more nervous and also much less nervous, because I don't know what the individual seed was like, because he could have made a ton of just really... Where am I going? He could have just made a ton of really, really good decisions that I just didn't see. Or... because I don't know how good his routing was, and that's really what I'm worried about, because there's a lot of people that, I know a bit about their gameplay. All I know is that he runs memory corruption, which scares me.
Yeah,
and that is all.
Most of the stuff this game has to offer.
Yeah.
But Randomizer is its entirely own thing, I mean...
It is.
Yeah.
It's half movement and half not movement.
Do we have any other questions for it does not seem like Destructor wants to join us just yet for an interview, so do we have any other questions in chat before we're gonna hand it off here for the second race in this best of 3?
Well, Destructor he said he'll be right back in the race chat, so.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he's joined the. Hello, Destructor. I guess we're
What's
doing
up?
some extended interview. How do you feel about this very fun seed?
Too opened for my taste.
You open, yeah. Screw attack is. I'm probably not the only one who's gonna end this tournament with having major screw attack PTSD.
Space graph plus screw attack is basically do whatever you want. Do whatever you want this game.
Yeah, the only thing you would have needed were power bombs, and then like literally go anywhere except for relay to find your thing.
Pretty much.
What did you? Well, I think you were mostly annoyed by the missile location, obviously, as it was your go mode.
I mean, I can't really say I'm annoyed. I guess it's. I mean, it's the point of a random. Or like, I cannot. It's fine.
It's fine.
I guess the only I'm not. I just I was mostly confused about many things. On just the start was a bit wonky when I went down to sector 4 to get that item, and I was like, wait, I don't have morph, but wait, how is the logic going? Oh yeah, sector 3 is a thing. Like I completely brain farted at the start.
Yeah, I was talking like because you wanted to pick up the item that turned out to be Space Jump in Sector 1 before that, and realized you didn't have Morph, and I was like, he could go into Sector 4 and check at least one item, but he would need Morph to pick it up, so seeing that he didn't have Morph, he probably will not do it, but then you still went into Sector 4. I mean, it was good for you in the end, because you knew that it was a major then, so you could go back there and find something that you could need.
Yeah, fair enough.
rawsome did not do this play. He actually got the bombs first, so he could go into Sector 4, find that item down there, which was Charge Beam, and then explore the rest of Sector 4, and then do a round.
I think
actually were like...
Go ahead.
Please go on. Both of you were actually doing pretty different routes, so you were not really synced up a lot. Everyone was just doing their own thing because you went into different places at different times. You checked a lot more items simply because you had a better item loadout when you entered certain areas, like the lower Sector 3 and Sector 6.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to Sector 6.
I mean, you just got Plasma Beam and then you noped out.
I did a little bit of Sector 3 as soon as I opened green doors, and that was it.
Although Sector 6 is absolutely nothing.
Useful, except for Wave Beam.
I think the true pain was to find...
important.
Like, the true pain was to find all 3 missile upgrades before the missiles themselves.
You had the perfect missiles, you just couldn't use them.
I mean, I guess, at least I got a quick core, stack score, I guess. Got 2 doubles,
with all your upgrades that you
fast.
found. With all your upgrades that you found, you actually made up quite some time at the end by your boss fight just being so much quicker with the super missiles.
Well, GG on that first game.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It was pretty trolly.
My emotions were all over the place during that siege. Because the only reason I went down to lower Sector 2 was because I realized I could check Ripper Tower, and I was like, that would be the worst location for missiles, but I wanted it to be there so bad.
About your Ripper Tower, did it occur to you to just freeze the Rippers with the ice? Oh, you didn't have missiles.
Yeah, I didn't have missiles.
I totally know this game.
I also was like, oh,
back.
I lost to Friday, goddammit.
I'm just like you. Screw attack PTSD.
After like two attempts to space jump cheese it, I was like, oh wait, I have ice missiles, and I was like, nope, I can't use those. So I had the same thought process as you. Anyway.
Well then, if there's no other questions, I'm wishing you good luck for your second race, which is gonna happen here after a short break. Just stay tuned, stay on this channel. The runners are just going to continue very soon. And I'll see you then again, because I'll be commentating this whole thing again.
Wonderful. Alright, good luck, Destructor.
Good luck.
Good luck.